done, which was good, and was very happy to get that. Now we're just going to do the dampers and the energy store cells positioning, just trying to redistribute some weight. So we thought that we'd also upgrade the quality control and the durability department, so when we start doing upgrades on it, it'll be good. Won't have nearly as much issues. Here we go, personnel department. Someone wants to have a little bit of a chat to me. Ultimately, pace is where we want for Tictum, so that was a good idea for us to do that. And it bloody failed for the ignition system, which was a bit depressing, but that's life. There's nothing we can do about that. So we restarted it just to get the ball rolling, because we could definitely use that upgrade. Here we go, season break, which is, sad because there's nothing really else we can do. But we'll go ahead, we'll get straight into it. We can do our durability department focus. But that is it. Which again is extremely frustrating, but unfortunately that's to be expected.
The personnel department has asked us to deal with this. We have a couple of options here. Take your time. What you decide to do will have consequences.
At that time.
You handled that well. Thank you.
But now we can. So we got that on there. The rear wing main plane fixed itself up. The ignition system sorted itself out as well.
We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week.
As well. So the
entire development package for the weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Of development ready to go coming up for this episode. So let's get straight into it. Let's just get rid of some of this. So what we actually went ahead and done as well was, I just wanted to just confirm and show you guys what degree I was playing on, which was 89. Now for this one and going forward, I've put it on for 94.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control.
So
we'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Into it. On our way to Spain. Oh, listen to that engine purr, baby.
Hey, boss. Woo. I think we could better manage our time by organising some team activities. Head to the activities screen to see what we have available.
Here we go, our first drive out. So basically, I'll show you
we'll
guys
have the new parts come through the
out
fabrication process.
just to see.
We'll have them with us for the next
what it's like for myself. Get my first live reaction to playing the game. Now, as I said before, we have a real huge amount of upgrades that have already come on board here for this week, for this Grand Prix, I should say. But here we go. Here's our first full lap. Doing a race strategy on softs. Took that second corner just a little bit too bloody short on the left. Missed the apex. Didn't go into the optimal gear for that one, which was a bit of a Debbie Downer on. Again, missed the apex from that corner again, which was not a good start to my program. And yet again, missed the apex. I was bloody terrible at the beginning here. And just understanding the brakes, trying to get into some race pace. Definitely did not have a great success with this first lap. Almost spun out there because I went too aggressive on the curve. chasing that delta. Hit the curve there and there as well, which was fantastic. So we really destroyed that lap. So we kicked into the second one, and we're topping out at 321 without overtake turn 1 kilometers an hour, of course. That was a lot better, but could have even been improved again on top. There we go, learned from my mistake, chucked it in the third. Took a little bit too heavy here on the corner, which again was not pleasant, but I had someone behind me, I think it was Sebastian Vettel. Now that was a much better way of taking that corner. I should have been doing that in the first place. Much better way of taking that corner. Could have been improved again, but I'll cop it. Not too aggressive on the corner here. And a perfect way to go through the chicanes. 400 tenths a second quicker, and that was a perfect lap. Now we're going to jump straight back into it here. We successfully completed all our programs. There was no issues with anything that was going on here. And we're going to round out this first little stint with the racing, excuse me, the race practice, and we're done. So as quick as that is done, we're jumping straight back into qualifying. So this is where the excitement kicks in for me here. I love the qualifying pace program. Perfect turn there in turn 1. Good exit out of entry 2. Bit too hard here going around the big bend. At least we got one of our threes already right there with a clean sector. Great turn there. Again, a bit too hard. I kept on, even throughout the race, I kept on doing the same little silly mistakes. And that was pretty decent. One thing I love about this modern Formula 1 2021 game is how legitimate the tyres feel. Everyone's been saying it, so I've really thoroughly enjoyed just how everything feels with the tyre carcass and that kind of thing. So at this point we're 600ths of a second up on the time delta, but taking that corner a bit too steep, I really destroyed my chances of a quicker time. Qualifying there was not bad whatsoever. We hit the target, and that's about as good as we got in that segment. But just like Uncle Taylor says, time is just a number we are struggling to compete with. Very sentimental I am, as you can tell. So here we go, straight into it. We do the one-shot qualifying essentially. If chances are we have a second lap, even better. Now that was a perfect turn there. That was perfect on my end. Not to sound perfect, but it was perfect. Okay, moving on. We didn't hit the apex correctly there going into that turn, but we seemed to have corrected it. Again, really destroyed that braking zone there. I should have done a lot better at that. And I should have learned from my mistakes there, staying in 7th without getting the kick of the acceleration going out of that corner. Bit too hard there on the brakes, and that's where this lap really started to go away from me. as we come around the last turn. We are still P20, which is not looking good for us whatsoever. So we have enough time. We're going to do a second lap, and we're going to try our absolute hardest to get ourselves out of Q1. That corner was taken a lot better, but still had some issues. This corner was probably the best corner I've taken throughout my entire session at the minute. Bit of a jump cut there, I apologise. Editing, as I said, I'm still very new to editing. I'm trying my hardest to get this all sorted. But I learned from my previous mistake and took out the from 7th to 6 as we're going along the back straight there of the first DRS zone after start line, of course. And already we were 110 up. Sorry, having a great day today, as you can tell. And I really bottled it there. So minimal improvement in my time. Bottas topped out the session there, and unfortunately for us, we were still stuck in P20, which was absolutely heartbreaking. Tictum finished 15th, so he's into the next session, which begs the question: if this is like this, I wonder how long this is going to be our weekend for. This is a sign of things to come, if you would. Definitely not ideal with that qualifying session, but Tictum in Q2, definitely really happy with that, considering we were into the top 5 last race. Thanks, Jeff. I mean, it doesn't make me feel any better whatsoever about it. I don't think that was Jeff, actually. I think that was Maxi. So either way, it doesn't make me feel better that we're at the back. Considering we finished up front last race, we're now at the back of this race. Got into Q2 last one. But oh well. On to the Grand Prix.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix, a race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
So just here I was thinking, well, let's stick the personalised and projected.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The fence starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have
here we go.
Verstappen,
5
Ricciardo,
lights, and
Lando Norris, and Perez.
We're on our way. A
Leclerc,
dreadful release
Sainz,
from me. Dreadful release
Vettel,
from me.
and Lance Stroll.
We've already
Gasly,
been overtaken
Fernando Alonso,
by Mazepin.
Yuki Tsunoda, and Ocon.
He goes down our right side, so I go on left, and I go
Victor,
really hard on the left there,
Antonio
regain that
Giovinazzi,
position back
and
from
George
him.
Russell.
And try my hardest to hold this here with Schumacher, and I do, thank God.
Mazepin,
So at least
and
we're on our
Nicholas
way.
Latifi.
We got
And
Russell
with
contending with a little bit of a bump, but no
preparations
damage,
almost
luckily
Let's
enough.
head down to the track.
And a little bit more argy-bargy then again as well. And then we lost our positions back to Schumacher. They overtook us because that jump cut. But here I am with an aggressive overtake and make it stick. A little bump again with Russell. No damage, surprisingly. I don't know what's going on. Definitely play with all the simulation on, so if anything happens, I usually cop it. At the back straight here, we're all tightly contested. I had to slow right down here, and I was a bit unhappy about it, but that's life. Took a bit wide in that corner. Ticked him in 17th, just between me and him is Russell, and that's our target who we want to try and beat today. A little bit wide there in the corner, and ultimately cost me some time. Schumacher's making the charge, but I turn on overtake mode. Unfortunately, the Haas engine just cannot keep up. He's trying, which I love and respect him, but unfortunately, it's not going to work. Now, our ultimate goal for this race right now is to try and stick it through and keep up with the rest of the pack. But to tell you the truth, it's a long way to the top if you want to win the Spain Grand Prix. So we're still here chasing. And Russell's starting to pull away slowly but steadily. We're trying to get him back. We use up our overtake. Start sniffing in the back of him there, but unfortunately no room to take. But oh, hang on, what's this? Bloody Yuki Tsunoda's turned. Oh God, let's go back and have a look as I keep that in. Let's see what happened. Oh, he just looks like he's just lost. Start this again just for everybody, because you know that's all I am. It looks like he's just lost traction and just spun and chucks in the reverse and gets on his way. He's very lucky. He almost hit the wall there. That's extremely lucky that he didn't collide with the wall. Let's take another look at this. Simply just looks like he's put a little bit too much accelerator on. He's just spun out as he's gone. Bloody unlucky for the torpedo. Alright. Well, gives us a free position. P18. Took these corners way too aggressively, which cost me a lot of time there. So we're still chasing. Nothing really special, unfortunately, is going on. It's got to this point in the race here where I was thinking to myself, we're in for a long day at the office. The fact that we haven't been able to charge through the field. We're having these little apex misses, and we're constantly seeming to have issues with the corners. I thought to myself, today is going to be a very long day at the office. But who knows? Anything's possible in F1. That's what I love. So we will see. We're going to go for an overtake here, and we can't. He doesn't give us any room to move. The AI is extremely tough. We run wide on the track, and now we're going to try and defend our position with Schumacher honing in heavily. But we made it stick. It looks like there's yellow flags. I don't know if it's above. I think it's Schumacher. I think Schumacher's going to have to retire. Oh yeah, listen, now he's gone. Looks like he's had a major power failure. There's a hell of a lot of smoke coming out. Oh boy. Look at that. Poor bugger. I was hoping it's going to be the other but unfortunately not. Oh well, young kid. You'll be alright. So let's move forward a couple laps. Lap 12. A couple of big guns have pitted. We got Verstappen who's just gone to the pit end. We'll Stroll behind us. And Vettel is just ahead of us as well. We're P16 at the moment. But we are on pretty old soft tyres. Now it seems like to me we are going back. We're going backwards. So definitely concerned. Coming in the pits shortly, which I'm hoping. There you go. Beware, we're expecting the grip levels to start falling away soon. So I'm a bit concerned about that, but yet again, this entire race I've been very concerned that I haven't been able to march up the field just yet. So that to me is crucial. So right now we're pretty much going to wait and hope and pray that we're going to have a safety car that's going to be able to take us back up to where we used to run with our children. Up on top. We're already 1 second, almost 1 second slower than our best lap, and that's deeply concerning. We got Stroll really sniffing our muffler here at the back, so depending on how much quicker he gets, I might just let him through. We've got Verstappen catching us at 100th every second, everybody coming forward, so we're really starting to show our age of the tyre. And you see it ran wide just a little bit there, and it's those little costly errors that really destroy us. So I think here comes Stroll down our right hand side. We try to defend a little bit, but we're going to try and make this stick, and we do. We somehow get the position back when we should have lost that position. But I know unfortunately it's the inevitable. So we just decided to pit. Get straight into the pits. Our car is subpar right now with our speed. There is no point. And 2.8 seconds in the stop is not the best either, unfortunately. We're going on to our hards. You can see these tyres out to the end of the race. So our old enemy from the first stint, Russell's out front. So we're going to go for him. We're going to try and get him now that we've got fresher tyres on. I'm going to try and have a crack. Unfortunately, his tyres were only a lap before, so we're both on fresh tyres. chasing you. So the next few laps are going to be crucial to how we're turning. So we can try and work out how we're going to be able to catch up. But unfortunately, it's looking very unlikely that we are going to be able to make a bigger push. With Leclerc 7.5 seconds up ahead on mediums, depending if he's got to stop again, is ultimately where it's going to impact us. We get a cracker of a turn out there and we start closing the gap to Russell, which is bloody fantastic. And we set a green sector 1, which was rewarding to see that even though we are so far down behind, we're still trying to push as much as we can. And something like that there, kids, is how you can lose momentum quickly. We get a cracking turn there into the DRS zone, but unfortunately he is starting to re-pull away, so we're going to have to try and utilise all our pace that we've got and our storage to try and catch up to him. So we need good exits, there we go. So he's 2 seconds ahead, almost. At least we're pulling away from Mazepin, which is not surprising, to tell you the truth. I think every day of the week we're going to pull away from him. But Russell's car, we know he's a number 1 driver. Latifi's just there for show, unfortunately. But we know Georgie Russell is an absolute, demon when it comes to him pushing his car in the Q3 in the last couple of qualifying sessions that he's had. Which is fantastic. I'd love to see him make a switch in real life to Mercedes. They'll maybe probably like Mercedes a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm a Ferrari boy through and through. Olden day Schumacher fan. He was the best. He is the best. I don't care what anyone says about Hamilton. Schumacher is the best because Schumacher could do it without all this technology that's in these cars right now. So Leclerc's in the pits. So that is interesting. Lap 20, so he's got 13 on whatever set of tyres he's going to get. And it looks like he's in the hards as well. Round wide there at the exit of turn 1. Really stinging here, really pushing. We're within 1 second, so we're going to utilise our DRS. We close the gap a couple hundredths of a second, but as soon as he gets out of that corner, he's just off like a bullet. That's how hard it's seeing right now, is trying to utilise the power that we've got in this unit. But unfortunately, the upgrades aren't there for it. And it just felt like to me, driving around this track today, that there was a considerable amount of downforce that was missing from this car. Like, it wasn't as nimble turning. But again, it's episode 2, so I'm hoping it'll be a little bit different as the episodes go on. Here we are, we're in the 300s. The second we set another green sector 1. So we'll go for Act 2 of trying to take down Russell. A lot closer to what he was last lap. And we've got our DRS and we've also got our overtake mode. So let's see what we can do. And yet again, we're going to have to take it passively. We have to take a back seat. We did set a green sector 2 as well, which was, again, bloody fantastic to see. But it looks like if we can just nail these next 2 corners, we might have a good chance here of trying to overtake. So we chuck on the overtake early. He's down to 700 to the second, but it's a very long straight here. So let's see what we can do. We're gaining him in leaps and bounds. See what we can do here, gaining in leaps and bounds. We're already down to 400s. But we ultimately chicken out. We just did not see the value of trying to overtake him and risk anything. It's the fastest time. Considering our best up's a minute 20, is a minute 17. It speaks volumes about our car difference. So we got Leclerc storming home here, trying to catch up to us. It's not been a good day for Ferrari for him. And Leclerc's knocking off what it seems like to me, hundreds every corner. DRS on, we've got our attack mode with extremely limited, but we ultimately have to try and stop the push and try and recoup some overtake points because we've got absolutely nothing. Because in my head, if we don't overtake him now, we're not going to overtake him full stop. So we are surging here at the back. With no damage on the car. I thought I might have nicked him, but I didn't. Got no overtake. To give context, what happened there, they went for a massive overtake and understeered and just couldn't hold it and oversteered onto the red there at the end of the DRS zone. Stupidly did not cut it well. The system has not been good so far, but we're going to make improvements, so I do apologise. But getting back into it, we are now chasing down Russell. We've got Leclerc 3 seconds behind us. He's closed in a hell of a lot. We're going to go for the inside, try and squeeze him out here. And we do. We squeeze him out, we make the corner stick. Now it's time to defend that position. If we can finish P17, it'll be great. Well, I mean, considering all things, any position is going to be better than what we were already on. But Leclerc is extremely close to us now. He's 2.5 seconds. So here's where it's going to tell how fast his unit is in the DRS zone. And we're able to hold it. Leclerc. Look how close Leclerc's got in half a lap. He's 1 second almost behind us now. So depending how quick he is, he can probably get into the DRS zone here, which we don't want. We somehow managed to hang on. Again, a lot of the exciting stuff, there have been instances with my editing, and I'm really sorry about this. I'm just watching it back, but I know if I try to edit it more, it's going to destroy it. Because I'm not really good at editing. But everyone's going to start somewhere, and it looks like Leclerc's overtaken myself and Russell. And now he can go forward for me. It's unfortunate for him. Norris is 14 seconds up the road on mediums. He's probably not going to be able to chase him down that quickly like what he did to us in that Ferrari engine of his. But, you know, we're still just trying to push for as much positions as possible. We've got a handful of laps to go. Is what has been a real disaster of the race. I haven't seen Tickdom since the start of the race, and as I go extremely wide there on that corner, Russell's back down to 8 seconds. I'm not sure if he's been nicked by Leclerc or whatever's happened. But he's actually pitting. He might have wing damage. As my game kind of glitches out with the editing again, which please forgive me. I'm trying to do as best I can in between a lot of things here. Russell's come out on softs, which easily overtakes the CFU back, it looks like. That seems to be the most exciting part of this race right now, is seeing which Williams driver's going to finish in front. Which Williams driver's going to finish in front. And in that space, we're about to be blue flag. Yep, there's a blue flag. Faster car approaching. So what we're going to try and do is give them the space that they can without trying to lose our speed. So here we are driving, and we've got what looks like Ricardo there at the back, at the front of the pack, believe it or not, and he couldn't overtake us because we got issues with our cornering and all that kind of wonderful fun stuff. They catch straight back up. So once I get around this corner, I'm going to give them all the space that they desire. I hope I haven't compromised his race, of course. I'll slow right down here. And, you know, wouldn't want to overtake me. So, there we go. Hamilton and Perez, and I accidentally lost Perez his spot there from P2 to P3 because they didn't want to overtake me. Ultimately not my fault. Yes, it is my fault. And I'm having a bludger of a race, just trying to give everyone as much space as I can. There's Bottas trailing there, coming fourth. We're only a handful of laps left to go in this race. Which I will be very glad to see the back of. Time does come. I've never been lapped before on this game, on any of the Formula Ones. When I was younger, I was playing these because obviously that's what I do. But skipping ahead, it looks like, who's that? Ocon. Esteban looks like he's retired. So in my mystical wisdom here, I decided, hey, let's try and go for the fastest lap with the soft side. So we got it. We completely already forgot that we got lapped. So this pit stop was an extreme waste of time. This is truth. Because they're on their last lap, we are, and the race is about to be finished. Should be in a matter of seconds, honestly. I'm really dumbfounded by how stupid I can be sometimes when it comes to this. There it is, Denny boy. Denny Rick himself has won the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's get that on the camera. Here he goes, taking the big long straight, and he wins. He brings it home. The Aussie's first win in an extremely long time. Unfortunately, he is not able to win in real life, and that upsets me dearly. So we wasted our time doing a pit stop. We just brought Russell much closer to us. If that's achieved anything, that's what it's achieved. But we're finishing P17 at least. So we only gained 3 positions. So again, extremely upset with the race. Could have done a lot better, but we definitely need to address some things with the car. So P17, P17. Alonso got driver of the day. He had a fantastic race. When we take a look at the scoreboard, you'll see shortly. So Ricciardo P1, Hamilton P2, Bottas P3.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today.
What a crappy race that was.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment.
Fernando Alonso,
executed the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1
Fantastic
really is a team sport.
Tickton went to 13 from 16, so he gained about the same positions we did.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebration, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy.
Driver, so
congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Very, very crappy race for us. We should have done a lot better in qualifying than what we already did. But onwards to the next one. We can only do better from here.
Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Fernando Alonso.
I don't think he had a bad race.
Whatever team he's in, when is he
I
not
think he
just
did very
brilliant?
well, but apparently they do.
He'll give you a performance every time, just like he's done today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up.
So we just
in the
went with something
Constructors'
that I thought was
Championship,
nice.
Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today, as they make their way up the standings.
Wall I hit.
I'm equal parts exhausted and
wall I hit,
elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So with any luck in the next video, we will have options for us to be able to have new sponsors on board as our claim goes up.
You're good.
But right now we're at race 3 coming up shortly, and we're going to be in Monaco.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today? Not a great day for your teammate.
Now at this
today.
point here,
what do you think went wrong?
we're going to get more money. We're going to get less money, but we're going to get more pace if we take him without. But if we do launch with Tictum, if we did with Tictum, he would have lost a little bit, but that's okay. That's fine. Well, until then, guys, thank you for all your support in the first video. Peep this out, like, share, and subscribe.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Have a wonderful day ahead, and don't forget to keep on being an Uncle Taylor's Wild Rider. I don't know, I'm losing my focus here. Bye-bye.
We need your input on how to address an issue concerning our driver. Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to help out.